Favorite childhood memory. I'm sure Kim's having more trouble with this one than I am. Favorite childhood memory. Hello and welcome to Camp Crystal Lake. If you don't know Camp Crystal Lake, I am here because of my new t-shirt. And I will insert a picture here. I'm wearing it, but it's a little difficult for me to stand up with the green screen behind me. So I'll just insert a picture, it's just easier. My name is Roy. I am a home cook and amateur baker, and I am here on this channel typically sharing recipes that have helped me to lose over 125 pounds, whether those recipes are mine or someone else's. Now today, I'm at Camp Crystal Lake, home of Jason Voorhees, and so I am not cooking today. This obviously is a tag. It's Tag Tuesday, or No Tag Tuesday. No tag because, as you probably know by now, we're not tagging each other anymore. The mystique is gone. We're just sharing the questions, going through rotation, and different people are doing the questions each week. And we're just sending it out to each other. And so there's no tag, so it's a No Tag Tuesday now. Now these questions come from Jen and Steve over at Embracing Chaos with Jen. So thank you guys for coming up with questions. Next week, I believe it is Joan over at Joan's Pointed Plate, although I think her husband Doug is actually going to be coming up with those questions. And then the week after that, I believe, is my turn. Anyway, this is a Your Age is Showing tag because Steve's birthday is the 19th, so happy birthday to my to my pal Steve over at Embracing Chaos with Jen. I would have gotten you a present, but I was told that you have everything that you need, so maybe next year if there's something you need, we'll see. So number one, do you go by a nickname? I do not. My name is 3 letters long. It was never really made for a nickname. As I did say in one of my other tags, when I was a little kid, my mother would call me, well first, let's start off first. First I was called Pumpkin. And one time, I think I was probably around 20, I had to go over to my aunt's house and she had some friends over, I think maybe like a Tupperware party or something, who knows. She had a group of women there and I walked in and they were like, she introduced me, oh, this is Roy, my nephew. And one of her friends goes, that's Pumpkin? Mortifying. But that name did not stick very long. My mother also called me June for a very brief time, which was short for Junior, which actually touches on the next question. And I'm sure my father put his foot down and said, you're not calling my son June. No, thank you. So no, I did not have a nickname. I do not currently have a nickname, and that is my long-winded way of saying no. And so number 2, are you named after anyone? Obviously, since my mother was calling me June, which was short for Junior, I was named after my father. If my maternal grandmother had had her way, I would have been named either Otto or Oscar. So as much as I was not a fan of my name growing up, I think I prefer it over those two choices. My grandmother was German, so I'm sure that's where she got those names. I don't know why she liked them so much, but she did not win out. There you go. Number 3, what show do you wish could come back from your childhood? The first one that comes to mind is Bewitched, because I always loved Bewitched. I loved the idea of magic. The movie with Nicole Kidman and Will Ferrell did not do it any justice. But with today's technology, I can imagine it would be very interesting what they could do. So yeah, that's, oh, wait a minute. Ugh. Or the Munsters, or the Addams Family. Now I have to choose. There have also been remakes of the Munsters, which did not go well. The Addams Family movies were good, but let's see. See, I can't do these questions without getting long-winded and rambling, and let's see, which one would I pick if I could pick only one? Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with Bewitched. Just because I loved all the magic, and I loved how when something would go wrong, she'd somehow work it around to be to her benefit. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Bewitched. Too many choices. If you could be any cartoon character, who would you be? Well, I'm assuming they're just cartoon characters, although, because I was thinking I'd love to have superpowers. But most of those are based on comic books and not just cartoons. So I don't know if there's any wiggle room there. If I'm gonna go with Spider-Man, I used to love watching the Spider-Man cartoons, and even though he's really a comic book character, he was in cartoons, and I just love the idea of being able to climb the walls, swing around the city. Yeah, I can't really think of any other cartoon character I'd like to be, so I'm gonna go with Spider-Man. Number 5, if you could get back any article of clothing you once wore, what would it be? Early on in our relationship, Paul had gotten me this long leather trench coat, and I don't know if I can I did use it for my vampire costume, so I might be able to find a picture of it. And I know it's in the house somewhere, probably packed away, because I grew out of that a long time ago. But I think I'd be able to get back into it now. So I would love to get that one back. I just have to do a lot of digging out in the back room and try to find where it is. And if I can find a picture, I will insert that over here. I may only get the top part if it's from my vampire costume. We'll see. We'll see. 6, if you could hear anyone in history give a speech, whom would you hear? First of all, I love the fact that you correctly used whom instead of who. I'm assuming that was Jenn, Steve, no offense, but I don't expect you to be a whom type of person. I could be wrong, but probably not. Anyway, I'm really not one to listen to speeches. I'm not one who's into history. The first one that comes to mind is Martin Luther King, If I Have a Dream speech. I think that would probably be the one. I can't think of any other that would interest me. Yeah, I think I would go with Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream. 7, what is your favorite childhood memory? I can't really think of one. Favorite childhood memory. As I've said before, I don't really have favorites of things typically. And a favorite memory. The only thing that keeps coming into mind, and I mentioned this in a previous tag, I think during Halloween, was when I made up, my brother and sister made their costumes one Halloween. It's the only thing that's coming to mind. Other than that, I can't really think of anything. Kim, I hope you had better luck than I did. I doubt it, but I hope. My first ever cell phone, I assume that's asking what it was when you got it. I did not get my cell phone early on. Actually, I had been with Paul for a little while, and I was very reluctant to have a cell phone because I didn't like the idea of people being able to get in touch with me whenever, wherever I was. Sometimes I just wanted to go off and not have to worry about people getting in touch with me. But then I'm pretty sure he changed my mind and I got a cell phone. Have no idea what it was. I think I was on T-Mobile at the time, but I mean, honestly, things like that, I don't even remember I remember my first car, but I don't remember what it was. I don't remember things like that. Those things to me aren't that important. So I have no idea what it was. I just know it wasn't early on in the craze. My mother used to have what they called at that time a car phone, which came in a big case, and she could plug it into her car. But yeah, it took me a little while to get onto the cell phone bandwagon, and now Paul probably wishes I was off of it because I use it a lot to play games and check Facebook and Instagram and YouTube sometimes. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was. I probably got it 18 years ago or so. It was a while back. Who remembers? Kim? Do you? Number 9, the first book I remember reading. I remember reading Curious George books, but the first one that really sticks in my head to this day, I love the memory of it at least, was this book called, I want to say it was called Fortunately, but in my head, I always call it Fortunately, Unfortunately. And it was, I remember it was like every other page, every time you turned a page, it was Fortunately, Unfortunately. So it was some guy who was, I remember one piece, he was in a plane and something happened, I don't know what, I'm sure it was one of the unfortunately pieces, and he had to jump out of the plane. But fortunately, he had a parachute. Unfortunately, it wouldn't open. Fortunately, there was a pile of hay where he was going to land. Unfortunately, there was a pitchfork sticking out of the hay. Although why someone would place a pitchfork in that manner, I don't know. But that was the first book that I really remember that stuck in my head that I loved as a kid. 10, what is something silly you believed as a child? The only thing that comes to mind is swallowing gum. I don't know if any of you have heard this. I'm sure many people have heard it, where if you swallow gum, it's going to stay in your stomach. That's not true. It will pass through with your other foods. Apparently, if you chewed a lot of gum and swallowed it, it could jam up your works. But just swallowing gum, it's not going to just sit there and accumulate as you go on in life. But that was probably the silliest thing that I remember believing at the time. I also always heard that you shouldn't eat the skin on a sweet potato, and I don't know why. And to this day, even though I've since found out that you can, it's so ingrained in my head that I can't. I've tried. I can eat a potato, big potato, skin and all. Sweet potato, I still can't do it. So that's probably the next thing. Not as silly maybe, but anyways. And then there is a bonus question from Steve. And this is a question that I have answered before. Who was your celebrity crush growing up? Mine, as I mentioned before, was Lee Majors, the $6 Million Man. I'll insert a picture here for all you youngins who have no idea who I'm talking about. I thought he was gorgeous. I mean, I don't even remember how old I was. I'll have to check and see when $6 Million Man came out to see how old I was when I had that crush. And I'll post that down here. But that would be my celebrity crush as a child. So those are the 10 questions plus the bonus from Steve. Next week, as I said, I believe they're coming from Joan's husband, Doug, over at Joan's Pointed Plate. So look forward to those. And the week after should be mine. I think February 2nd is my day, I believe. Don't trust my memory. I'm almost as bad as Kim. Almost. But if you enjoyed this tag, I hope you will give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet and you are looking for recipes that can help you on a weight loss journey, and share those videos if there's someone that you know of who might find them interesting or have some use for them. Hit the notification bell for the next time I upload any sort of video, and comment down below what your responses to some of these questions are. I will leave the list of questions in the description box, as well as links to the other channels that are doing the tag, so go check them out. They have great content besides just the tags. Also down there, you will find the link to my recipe blog if you're looking for any of my recipes. There's my Fetch Rewards code, my Built Bars code, my Amazon storefront, and my social media. Here is my Instagram handle. And there are 2 Facebook groups that I'm part of. One is mine, Recipes with Roy, and the other one is Finding Our Way, WEIGH. And that one I co-admin with Jennifer Lynn from the Jennifer Lynn channel, as well as Bree Coleman from Balancing Life with Bree. So join us over there. Lots of great tips, tricks, recipes, support, and people. So that ends this No Tag Tuesday. So until next time, bye.